caretaker, you can stay with me until you get on your feet.
Starting tomorrow, we'll have an audition in my new ballet.
Can you dance?
I think I can.
Hello and welcome to Watchin' Stuff, the show about watching stuff. I'm Nero, and with me is the Canadian counterpart, Whyboy.
Yeah.
And I have to ask you, Whyboy.
Yes?
Have you ever seen a flower?
Yes.
And it looked so beautiful, and then you just watched it slowly wither and die?
I haven't seen it wither and die, but I have seen Ballerina, so I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, it's less of a flower and more like watching a tumbleweed get crushed under a boot. But, the feeling's still there. It's an interesting movie. Like, the idea is that it's a French film.
Yeah, it's a French film that takes place in the 1880s. We have our main character, Felicie, who wants to become a ballerina dancer.
Well, at first she just wanted to become a dancer. The fact that she became a ballerina is completely superfluous to the will of the plot.
Yeah.
Because her original idea was she just wanted to be a dancer, and she just so happened to end up in Paris.
Yes, with her best friend and orphan friend, Victor.
Okay, let's do a brief setup. The basic idea is that you have two orphans in a orphanage in what I assume was still France.
Yeah, it's near France, and so they escape the orphanage to get to Paris so they can live out their dreams. Victor wants to be an inventor, and Felicie a dancer.
Now, right away, I know what somebody's probably commenting. Sweet crumb, doesn't that sound like the most generic story? It is.
Yeah, it is. It was the same sort of plot as Rock Dog as well. Which you
it's the exact same plot as Rock Dog, except he didn't go with two people, it was just him, right?
Yeah, it was just him. And he was just doing that wide-eyed whimsical thing. He's like, wow, I'm in the big city now.
God, how many times have we seen this? The plot where some wide, doughy-eyed dreamer goes to the big city to accomplish their goal. How many movies has it been?
It really has been so many of them.
Holy wasn't that the plot to the Ratchet and Clank film? Didn't Ratchet, go to the city to join, Captain Kirk's, team of douchebags in the big city?
Yeah, it was sort of like that, but it also was, he basically just bummed the ride with Clank, basically oh, you want to go there? Well, I have a reason to drive you there. It's why don't I go? Go on the adventure.
They need to knock this shit the off. This fucking plot is dead.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, the reason why I put, Ballerina and Rock Dog into my top 5 anticipated films of the year list was because I felt that they each could have shown such an emotional heart to it, even within these archetypal stories, that could save the film to basically push it beyond what stereotype allowed it. They did not do that.
Nope, not even close. Matter of fact, they
emotion is the last thing on either of their agendas.
I'm gonna play a clip. And I want the clip to be of how the teacher summed up that one scene in the film. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yep, and this is just what the movie is.
Miss La-O, you performed tonight, and so far we have no emotion.
But I'm doing exactly the steps you told me.
It's not enough to do the steps. Find some anger, or some pain, or some love. But find something.
This movie, it does all the steps. You know what you're supposed to feel at what scene that comes up, except for one. We'll get to that. But you know what I'm saying. But it goes by the steps. You know what you're supposed to feel at exactly what moment.
Yeah.
There is no resonance.
There's no emotion behind it.
Nothing. You know that this is the scene, this is the scene I'm supposed to feel sad at. Oh, this is the scene I'm supposed to feel worried about. Oh, this is the scene where I'm supposed to feel happy.
And romance, and and whimsy.
And this is the scene where the best friend becomes kind of like a rapist. Wait, what the
We'll get to that soon enough, because let's just go through a little bit more of the story, because at the beginning...
Some bitch wants to dance good.
We have Felicie and Victor make it to Paris. Then Victor falls off the bridge and is out of the movie for a bit.
Yeah, by the way, They use that twice. This, like, to get him out of the plot.
Victor? I said... Come back! Don't leave!
I'll be back!
Again.
You could tell that the writers, which there are 3 of them, by the way, and not one of these 3 knuckleheads could sit down and figure out, what do we do with Victor?
A more natural way to make him just go off. Maybe he's late for a meeting or something like that.
Well, he can't be late for a meeting. They're 2 garbage babies that ran off to Paris.
Well, the second time he had a fucking job.
That's true. He went to go work for, was it Gustav Eiffel? The guy who made the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah,
Which, by the way, we don't see him.
Yeah, we don't see him at all, which... that's a shame.
Why bring up, like, one of the most famous architects in, like, French history and not do anything with it?
That doesn't make any sense, because, like, one of the things that I thought from the trailer we would see is, like, the actual, like, history of France and such. The history of the dance and all that.
I love how... I had said this to you when we watched it, and we saw it in what... When we saw them, and, you know, we talked about it, and I said to you, I find it funny how many people will spout out, you know, appropriation when something is made and there's like a culture that they're not part of that culture. But when the culture that is of the same culture that the film's based on, the French, and they're not doing anything with their culture, fuck it, you've lost, like, the appropriation argument is gone now. You know why? I feel like the Americans could probably do a better job with French.
Yeah, really. I feel that so many other
Ratatouille,
people
I
could
feel
have
like I
done
got
it.
more. Like Ratatouille, I feel like I got more out of it.
Yeah, I feel so too.
Shit, I feel like I got more out of Beauty and the Beast, and the only fucker in that was the stupid candelabra.
Yeah, this definitely doesn't feel super French in a sense.
Not with all that American music.
Yeah, that really is out of place in this.
Oh, yeah, it's so wondrous. I'm looking at the soundtrack right now. That's right. I got Wikipedia open because I don't need the magic.
Yeah, the soundtrack's important.
The soundtrack's very important. Did you learn nothing from The Cat in the Hat?
We even managed to work in an up-tempo pop tune for the soundtrack. That's important.
But while you're looking at the soundtrack, we'll just go a little bit through the store. We have Felicie. As she goes there, she sees the ballet dancer of her dreams. She's like, oh, wowies, kazowies. But then she meets up with her mentor, who has...
I wish she said that.
Yeah, wowie, kazowies.
I wish she said wowie, kazowie. Like, when she sees, who is the dancer? Like,
I don't know.
I'm trying to look up her name now on the Wikia, and I'm not... No, hold on. That's the teacher. That's the rich snob. That's the rich snob that was recast with a famous comedian.
You know, this is the problem with having that ballet character being the one that basically wows Felicie. She's a non-character.
She really is. She's like a nobody. And they're like, you don't understand. She's like the greatest ballerina in all of Dude, you know what had a better respect for France?
Well, I'm afraid to ask, but what?
That Mickey Mouse Musketeers movie.
Oh my god, it did.
At least they mention, like, some French architecture. Like, very minimum, but still more than this.
Oh my god, that is sad.
And mind you, in the Mickey Mouse one, there was not a single French person. I mean, you could argue Rob Paulson doing a bad French accent for the turtle might count. But other than that...
Yeah.
Pete wasn't French.
Yeah, definitely Donald wasn't French.
Goofy sure as wasn't French. So yeah, Felicie, she gets separated from Victor and she walks into this concert hall, which of course has zero security, like all good concert halls do.
Yes, she sees the ballet dancer, she goes, wowie kazowies, gets taken away, sees her future mentor with a limp leg, and just like, wow, she was nice to me. Time to bother her.
Can you guess what the mentor used to do for a living before the limp?
She used to flip burgers.
That would have been hilarious if she's like teaching her how to dance and it's like, I was a fry cook, I got like third degree burn. You ever seen that Canadian PSA where the girl's like, I'm about to have an accident.
I do remember that. Like, that was on my TVs, of course I've seen that.
That would have been great if it turned out that was Odette's, like, backstory. So, basically, Felicity meets this woman named Odette with the lamppost. Shock of all shocks, you're not going to believe this. I mean, like, really, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this. She was a former dancer. And she was the prima ballerina. She was, like, the best dancer. But then a fire happened, and that's all we know.
So, I guess just the fire just punched her in the leg.
I would love that image of, like a fireball comes out, right? And he's got, like, these Popeye arms, and he's got, like, these 1930 pie eyes, and he's like, look at this bitch, she's trying to dance on the stage, I'm gonna give that Charlie horse. And he, like, clocks her in the calf, and she just goes
like,
down.
ah, damn, fire!
Fire! You betrayed me! Oh, they're cooking! Wow!
But back to Odette, because now that she's not a dancer at all, she's just a housemaid of the snootiest of snooty villains.
Oh, God. Regina Lahat. Or Liho.
Or just the evil stepmother.
Which is, by the way, I had to look this up. They recasted her in the English dub.
They did?
Yeah, they hired famed comedian Kate McKinnon. You would know Kate McKinnon. She was in that fantastic Ghostbuster remake that was a success.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the snooty rich mom totally lifted from Cinderella.
You totally lifted. And in a sad way, it's sort of lifted from Titanic, The Legend Goes On.
Oh, the legend went on, and he became the ballerina.
Yeah. Remember that teacup breaking scene?
Pick up those bits of broken china at once.
Well, here is the next version of that.
It's not clean.
How much of a dick do you gotta be? The floors are dirty. Kicks over bucket. I thought you wanted these floors clean. Didn't you just make this? Well, I made your job 10 times harder. Well, I mean, if you want your guests to come home to a clean house, I don't know why you'd make a mess. It'll look bad on you as the owner than it would on me, quite honestly.
Yeah, exactly, but she doesn't clean that crap up because she's off to meet her rival of the movie. Yeah, oh God, what do they call her? I'm looking it up right now. Camille. Sorry. When we were watching this, like, why were we talking? He's like, this little girl and her mom. It's like a fucking Saturday morning villain. And then I said, it's like Muggsy to, like, Dick Dastardly.
Yeah. Quiet, Muggsy.
And it just fits because, what's Muggsy's name again?
Camille. We know this because after Camille, and I know you're going to censor me on this, and I don't care, when this little cunt of a human being takes the music pucks from Felicity and hucks it out the window for no other reason than to just be and then it breaks. The next scene, Felicity gets the letter that Camille was supposed to get to go to the fancy opera house, and the first thing Felicity does, well, I'm going to steal this bitch's identity.
Because you know what? I would do that too.
You know what? You're vindicated. F*** this girl. She kept calling you a rat, and she destroyed the one thing you had from your mom for no reason other than to be a little shit nugget.
Yeah. Like come on. like it's definitely, it's not the excuse, it's just sort of like, yeah, this is just proper revenge for her, why not?
Just, for fuck's sake, writers, would that have killed them, like, she was legitimately her rival, like, at the school?
Yeah, why not?
Like, there's no need. There was, like, no need. Like, Odette could have, taken her earnings, what little she had, and paid her way to get her into the school.
Yep.
And then she meets a rival at the school who's like, I'm really hungry for this role, but, I'm not going to let you take it from me. I know, again, there's going to be that one person who comments on this video, kids movie, get the fuck out. What are you still doing here?
Yeah.
Go. Your thought process is not welcome around here. We want people to be challenged. God damn it.
And to be quite honest, even the story that Nero pitched is still very much cliche, but at least it would work better than what we got here.
Hey. I'm not getting paid to give you gold.
Of course, I know.
I'm here. I'm for free sitting here talking on a podcast with a Canuck. You're lucky I come up with fucking anything outside of this noise.
I know.
So, of course, with the stolen identity, Felicity, who's now posing as Camille, goes to the school, and the one good character, the one legit good character, is the ballet instructor, whose name I can't pronounce because it's French, and I'm American and uneducated. I'm an uncultured swine, as we all know.
But he is...
Have you seen who our president is?
But he is such a great character. As you were just first start off and just like, well, you're just not going to make it in my class. Just get out of here.
Well, I do like the fact he's like, one of you will fail. That's you. Everyone earned, their way to be here. Except you. And the thing is, he's not even saying it to Felicity to be mean. He's saying it because Camille only got into his school because her mother serves the best prime rib in France, and the director of the play loves that prime rib, and that's why she got in. So everything he says is very validated.
Yeah.
He's upset because he's actually a creative, and it's like, I'm looking for the best of the best. You got in because your mom knew somebody.
Yeah, and I really like that. It's a much more sort of human identity behind him, in a sense.
It's a much better antagonistic force than what does follow suit, and we will get to that. Hold your pants.
I'm so excited to get to that.
I like the ballet instructor because he's the one who goes through a character arc. He starts off as the hard-ass instructor, but as he sees Felicity dance and he sees her efforts, he sees that there's talent in her.
Yeah.
But she needs to be refined.
Okay.
That part is all good.
Yeah, the whole part is all good.
So now let's get to the part about the crazy batshit villain that whyboy's just so hung up on, because he loves this nonsense.
I love it so much, because it's so dumb.
Out of nowhere, in like the 11th hour in the third act, the Camille and Felicia gets caught, gets upset with the parent. The mom gets upset with her. They have a competition. Because she stayed out all night, Felicia was too busy partying with a weird love interest that means nothing. That's why we completely skipped over it, and that's where the other guy became
But we'll get back to Victor and whoever the f*** in a second.
Rudolph, who, by the way, isn't even listed on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, wow, another non-character. What a shock.
What a shock of all shocks. And basically, Felicity and Camille have their competition. Camille wins. Felicity is sent away, comes back, and then she has a... You guys ever seen that movie, like, Step It Up or something, where, like, the kids, like, din, din, and din, 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 and, like, break it down and stuff, and there's, like, a dance-off?
Yeah, it's a dance battle. And
yeah, they do that to a song that's horribly out of place.
To a Demi Lovato song.
That's horribly out of place. And then after that, Camille gives up the role to Felicity, even though it's clear Felicity won him. Come on.
Obviously.
And like what the fuck? Like, they did it just to save Camille, like, save face with Camille.
But why the f*** would we want her to save face? She's a horrible character.
That little shit shoved Felicity down a flight of
Just like...
And then luckily we see where Camille gets it from. Her mom goes into full-on axe-crazy, bloodthirsty mode and attempts to kill Felicity in a construction yard at the Statue of Liberty by grabbing a big cement-smashing sledgehammer in an attempt to break her legs.
Oh god, it is so amazingly cartoonish.
It's so out of left field. It's so over there that you kind of admire it because you're like, well, I'll admit, with the way everything was going and was cliche, I didn't see this coming even a mile away.
Yeah, and it's just such a nice change of pace from just such the most stupid blandness that we've seen beforehand. Like, the only good bits of the movie were all the dancing bits.
Oh, in terms of animation, this movie is breathtaking. And for a budget of only $30 million, Holy crap, did they squeeze every bit out of it?
Yeah, and it's such a beautiful movie. It's the reason why I felt like it would show that sort of artistry of France and such. Like the...
Wouldn't it have been nice to have a movie that's not Disney whoop Disney's ass in terms of animation?
Because this movie could have done that. Like, hands down.
Didn't have the story to back it, though, so it's just like looking at a pretty picture. It's pointless.
Yep, just the beautiful lighting, beautiful settings, and actually nice-looking character models, and beautiful motion, and just...
Oh, yeah. Again, everything is good, except for the voice acting and the story.
Yeah. But going from the best part of the movie, which is the crazy mom, to the absolute worst part of the movie.
Everything.
Nope. For me, that would have to be Victor.
What? Don't you understand? What's so hard to understand? He was a guy that was best friends with the girl, and now he feels entitled to snog her.
Oh, yeah, I can really feel the romance in that. Ugh.
Well, it's not like they went to the city of love. Wait.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, well, they may have gone to the city of love, but is he entitled to tap that ass?
No.
But he's been her friend for a long time. Hasn't he earned the right to pound that pound? You're not listening to me. He helped her get to Paris. Doesn't he deserve the privilege, even though he jumped off a building with her and could have gotten her and him both killed, does he deserve the right to give her at least one good ring job? Well, then you've lost me entirely. I don't even know why we're talking anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why we're talking about how Victor is just such a disgusting character after a while.
What a piece of shit. Okay, never mind the chemistry isn't there, because it fucking ain't.
No.
Never mind the chemistry isn't there. It's the fact that he feels entitled. Like, look, I fixed your music box when it was broken. I helped you get out of that orphanage. I helped you get all the way to Paris. I even gave you the photo. Well, not really, because we ripped it in half. But I sort of gave you the photo in order for you to find that school you wanted to go to. Don't I deserve just one shot at your snatch?
And it's obviously not as adult as that, but he's really just laying on thick that he wants to be in a relationship with her.
And he creepily keeps saying, "That's my girlfriend," when she clearly isn't. So it's really, really, really awkward.
Like right at the end, even though Felicie kisses him on the cheek.
A friendship kiss. It was a kiss of friendship. It was not romantic. It was not love.
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking about this when we rewatched the movie just a little bit ago about Rudolph. Like you were questioning me like why I was hating Rudolph so much, and I mean,
I get it. I get that he sucks because he's also the forced rival love interest. Which again, no chemistry whatsoever. But it's also because he turns on a dime.
You know, it's not even that for me. It's just sort of the fact that he's sort of Victor again.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when he first shows up, you know, he off the cuff does say to Felicie, like, you know, you got great energy, but your dancing sucks. And you know what? That's true. Her dancing does indeed suck at first, because she's more of a freestyle dancer. She doesn't know the art of ballet. He was being honest. You know, sure, it was still kind of dickish the way he said it, but to be fair, I probably would have said it the same way, so...
Yeah.
I won't be a hypocrite about that.
After, like, when she starts to dance well, it's just like, oh yeah, that makes me hard.
All of a sudden, now she's up to a standard in which I hold women to. Good. And then all of a sudden, though, when like, they get to the part where they sneak in on the construction of the Eiffel Tower, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure would have been, like, closed off and impossible to get into.
Yeah, they have a little tussle there.
Yeah, like, Victor and him get into this pathetic Dexter and Mandark-esque styles bitch slap fight.
Yeah, I don't even really know why.
Because they both want a shot at her craw. What the fuck do you mean, why? That's why. Both of them are like, we've earned that snatch. I sat through her being a shitty dancer. I made her music box. Don't any of us deserve a crack at her crack or what?
And so Felicie runs off, and Victor is upset at her.
Oh, and for some reason, Rudolph flat out just assaults Victor and punches him.
And disappears from the movie. Like,
and then he just f***s off from the rest of the movie, by the way.
That is so mind-blowingly stupid that Victor is the one that has to be all, I'm all angry now.
this movie, it looked good. It was like looking at a... Okay, you know what it's like? You ever played Portal? It's like that delicious black forest cake you're promised. And you know that cake's going to be delicious, and you're really excited to get that cake. But the cake's a lie. It's a lie. Why?
It really is a lie. This is a lie of a movie. Like, it was supposed to be packaging so much emotion in it, but it's just so emotionally dead.
Rock bottom.
I honestly just can't give it a rock bottom because of the animation. I have to give it a crunch chowder just for the animation of it.
You know what? I'll give you that because, you know what? It didn't pull a Sahara. I mean, it kind of did with Victor, but that's okay. He wasn't the main character.
But anyways. I think what works better than Sahara here is, like, that was just sort of like a last heel turn. It's just like, oh, well, I'm not going to get my penis in that. Gotta go away now. At least Victor was consistently a disgusting
That's fair. He was consistently a subhuman piece of shit. And really, isn't that what we can all ask for?
Yeah, exactly. And we could actually sort of piece together what Ballerina or Leap could have been. Like if we chopped off Victor, we chopped off the evil stepmother, and just made it Felicie going to the school, making some friends within the school. Like there was a scene with two of the ballet dancers that actually had a really good chemistry with her.
Yeah, it was the good difference of
Norma and Blank.
Yeah, I don't think they gave the other one a name. She was like the optimist, and Nora was just sort of she's just a straight shooter. So there's a part where like Felicie's like, the instructor really hates me. No, Felicie doesn't. No, he totally hates you. If he could crack his cane over your kneecaps, he would.
That was funny.
That was actually funny.
Actually, that had 10 times more emotion than anything else in the movie.
By the way, don't you love the fact that we joked about it, but we had said, like, when it starts, what ballet music do you think they're going to use? You think they're going to go for the Nutcracker, or do you think they're going to go for Swan Lake? And then we were just like, I don't know, I guess we can go either way. So they used both.
Then English songs for the rest of it. Which I'm so disappointed by.
How this movie could have done a lot with just orchestral, quite honestly. It's ballet.
We were really interested in hearing the classical musics and such. We even watched the French version of this movie because we thought they would change it up depending on the actual... No, it's English tracks with the French voices for some reason.
Which is all the more confusing because if you're French and you don't understand English, when you get to those scenes, is it just like...
Yeah, what was the most off-putting of it was the French voices of Felicie and Colette with the Demi Lovato song in the background. I mean, what?
Wow, I can't believe like the French actress for Felicie couldn't be like, she couldn't have less of to give when she was like performing in this.
Yeah, at least Felicie in the English version gave more of a
That was Leap. This has been watching stuff. It is a crud chowder. It's pretty abysmal, and it's a shame because there was so much potential.
If you want to just see it for the animation, go on and see it for the animation. It's
It's I think animation buffs will like the lighting in this.
Beautiful.
So breathtaking.
Unfortunately, it is called Ballerina here, which is a much more less cool title, honestly.
I feel like Leap has so much more energy to it because it could be anything: a leap of fate, a leap of chance, a leap at just trying something different. And then it's like out here, Ballerina. It'd be like making what sounds cooler? There's a movie about a baker, bake. Kind of, makes sense.
Baker.
A barrage of kind of cooking. Baker. Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that could just be apropos of the actual movie itself. Ballerina. A soulless, emotionless movie.
At $30 million.
Yeah.